Hi and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the car boot crafter. And I think it's safe to say that I'm a little bit obsessed this year with folios and concertinas. Because I'm coming back on with another folio. So earlier in the year I did a cute little handbag folio which I use for my receipts and mileage, travel costs and things like that for work, which is working brilliantly and I love it. And I've actually did myself one a month because it's been that successful. It's really helped to kind of work things out for me. So I kind of got to the thinking I could do the same, but I could do with one that's a little bit bigger. So this is a little bit bigger handbag folio. So the last one, I think I used 6x6. This one is using one sheet of 12x12 for the basics. Then you need some extras for your decorating and for your tags inside. But basics is one 12x12. So it's a great way to use it with 12x12 stashes. So I'll open it up and show you, and then I'll get on with doing it. So I've just used a little bit of lace to tie it up at the side, and then inside we have some pockets, another pocket here, and then we've got a little flip down notebook. So lots of space to store little well, with whichever I wanted in here, really. I might even put, I think I might put some other tags in there as well. And the same on this side. I might do a couple of bigger ones to go in there. And then I've got my notepad in the middle as well. So great place for storing my receipts and for noting down where I've been and why I went there. So that's one finished. So let me show you the basics for the second one. So I am still trying to stash bust this pad, and I've still got I think part of it is because I really like some of these pages. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that fabulous? And I love this page. So I'm going to do this one to put in my handbag. So this is going to be for me. So you start off with a piece of preferably double-sided, but if you haven't got double-sided, it's not essential, of paper. So just trim it down. This is so easy. Just trim it down to 8x12. Okay, so this is going to be the basis, the back of the folder, the folio, and then this is going to be all the other bits. So the next thing you have to do is just cut yourself a piece off this at 8 inches. Okay, and keep all your bits, don't get losing any of them, you'll need them later. Then cut a piece at 2 inches. So that was my 8x4 piece. So I've cut that at 2 inches, so I'll keep that. I need one piece, and then these we're going to cut at 3 3/4. So these are 2 by 3 3/4 then. So, and you've got a tiny little piece of waste. So this one's the same. This is 4 by 4. So I'm going to cut it down to 3 3/4 on one edge, turn it on the side, and then cut that at 2 inches. And this then makes our pockets. So I'll just pop those to one side, and then all we've got is a tiny little bit of waste from our 12x12. We're using everything else. So I can pop this away, and then I need my scoreboard. So I'm going to just pop my 8x12 in, and I'm going to score at 4 and at 8. Go over a couple of times. It's better to go over 2 or 3 times than to push down really hard and risk going through your papers. Okay, that's that. And then just fold that up. And what we want to do is make sure that that's nice and straight. So line up your edges and crease that down like that, and then bring the other side over. This is non-directional paper, so it works really well. I'll open that one up so I can do that nice and easy. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up these edges, so I know then that this crease is 100% straight, like that. Okay, and then just double check to make sure that you can fold over like that. If you can't fold over, then come back in and trim off just a tiny piece from that edge, or try it the other way. So mine's folding that way, open it out, try it that way, see if it'll fold. As you can see, it won't fold that way because that's just a little bit longer. Anyway, so there we go. So that's the basis of our handbag folio. Okay, so all we have to do now is open it up, and we're going to put this long strip is going to go there. What I want to do first is I want to do some punching. So I'm just going to not fold it in half, just to crease there, so I know that now there's a little crease there, so I know that that's the middle. So when I use my circle punch, I come in and use that as a guide, so I can pop that. If you look inside, you can see that there's the have I got a pencil or something? Oh, that'll do. Let me just get that before I... So you can see inside there that there's that sort of cross there. So I know that that is the middle of my circle. So that's the very centre of my circle there. And then this is halfway, and that is halfway. So I use those as a guide inside my punch when I'm doing something like this. So that line there, I'm looking for a pen or something so I can just sort of show you. I've got them all over the place, but do you think I can ever find one? Right, that'll do. Oh, dropped it. That won't do then. That's a pencil. Right, so if I make a line on there, you can see that's where my little pinch mark was there. So I'm just going to line it up. And what I'm doing is I'm lining that crease, that pinch, up with that line that goes across like that. So I'm lining it up so I know that's right in the middle, and then I'm going to punch it like that. And that then gives me a really nice central punch for there. Before I carry on, I'm going to bring in my corner rounder and corner round all my edges, all my corners. So on this one, I want to corner round this one, and this one. So I'm just going to, whoops. Sometimes you don't catch this quite right, it doesn't go through. I've got loads of other corner rounders and punches and goodness knows what, but I always come back to these ones. And then with this one, this is where my finger lift is, so that's going to go there. This is going to go on here, but because I've just corner rounded it, it's going to come over. So what I want to do is corner round both of those. So I'm going to pop it on there. I can see it's this corner and this corner, these two that need to be corner rounded. That one and that one. So that when I lay it back down, line it up, it's got the same curve on there. So let me get my glue. So there's my finger lift. So I'm going to hold that so I know not to put glue on this side. I need to put it on the two short edges like that, and the long edge opposite to where that finger lift corner half circle is. Well, it's not quite a half circle, but you know what I mean. There we go. All the way down, flip it over, and then just line it up and matching up all of those edges like that. There we go. So that's our first pocket done. And I want to put pockets on this side as well now. So I'm going to use 3. I've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to choose which one I want for the notebook in the middle. And I think I'm going to go with that one because it's got a little bit more interest on it. So I'll keep that one there. And then I'm going to bring in my circle punch again and punch out by eye, punch out a half circle. I'm going to pop that one underneath, line it up, because what I want to do is to make sure that they're all about the same place, because otherwise when I stack them, if they were at different places, then it would look a little bit odd. So I'm going to line them up and do that again. So all I'm doing is lining it up with the top one, the first one I did, so that when I now pop them down there, all these circle lifts, finger lifts, are all in the same. If I'd done them at different bits, then they would look a bit odd. Okay, and again, because this one is going to be at this corner, I want to corner round that corner so that when I lay it down here, it's not sticking out. So hold on to it, turn it round and do that. You only need to do the one. You can do the other corner if you want, but I tend to only do the one corner. Okay, I'm going to start with the bottom one. So again, 2 short edges and the edge opposite to where you've done that half circle, and then line it up. I'm going to come a little bit away from that corner like that, so I've got a little bit of a border on the edges there, but that corner, turn it around that way for you, that corner mimics the corner of the cover. Okay, not going to glue this one just yet because I'm going to do the top one first. So again, hold it where that half circle is and both edges and the long edge on the opposite side to that half circle, and then I'm going to pop it at the top here. I'm just going to turn it round so that I've got it to me, so that I can just see. I'll come down a little bit so I'm not right at the top, and I'm just by eyeing with the edge of there like that. And the reason I didn't do the middle one is because now I can make sure that that is in between those two that I've already glued down. Because if I'd have glued that one there, I'd have had to have brought that one down. Otherwise it's going to look a bit odd. Turn it to you. So if that one was glued there, it would look a little bit odd, wouldn't it, with the bigger gap there. So this way I can do it by eye and make sure that those gaps above and below this pocket are the same. So glue along those two short edges and the long edge again, and then again by eye line that up and glue it down. Okay, now that gives that time for those to glue and set. So I'll pop them over there out the way to dry while I now work on the next bit. So I'm going to use 4 pieces of copy paper. Pop that out the way. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of copy paper, and I'll need my trimmer again. And this time I'm going to cut on the long, sorry, I've got the short edge at the top. So this is my 8 1/4 edge at the top, and I'm going to cut this at 7 and let me think, 7.5. I think you could go to 7 3/4 if you want to. I think I did with the other one, but I'm going to take it to 7.5, I think, this time, and just cut that piece off. You don't need it, and I'm doing them all at the same time. Now I know that the width of these are 4 inches, so I'm going to cut my paper at 3 3/4. What I like about this trimmer is you've got all the lines all the way down, so I can line it up really well on there before I cut. The thing I don't like about it is that there's no what do you call it, finger guard here that holds down my papers but also protects my fingers from the blade. That's the only thing I think I'd change with this trimmer. And the last one, so I've got a dozen sheets in my notebook, and if I wanted to I can add more. I'm just going to do the 12 for now. I can pop that away, and then I'm just going to make sure these are all nicely lined up, and I'm going to use those pegs to hold it steady. I'm just going to pop those on there once I'm absolutely satisfied that that's nice and straight, and I'm going to bring in my bog standard office stapler, and before I do that I'm just going to fold this piece in half like that, so that I know this is the bit that's going to cover over the staples. So I want to make sure I don't want my staples too far down that this then doesn't cover it. So I'm just going to pop that over and make a little pencil mark, 2 tiny little pencil marks, so that I can just see them there. So I now know not to go any further than those. So I'll come back up here and just 2 It only needs 2, you don't need any more than that. You could only do 1 if you wanted, that would work, probably work just as well. And now what I want to do is get my rubber, just rub away. Well, that's not a very good rubber, is it? No, not very good at all. I have a feeling that this one is going to leave a red mark if I try it. Oh no, no, that's not too bad. That's taken most of it away. Right, before I do anything else, decide that one's going to be my front. So I think that one's a little bit more interesting than that side. So that's going to be my front. So I'm going to corner around just the front, no need to do the back. I'm just going to use the bone folder to reinforce that, and then that then can get glued onto there. A little bit of glue. Front, well, I'll do the front first and then come back and do the back. I think that's going to work best. So there's the front. Just pop that over and push those edges so that I'm covering the paper. And again, use the bone folder to just push it into the paper, flip it over, and I can do this side now. So more or less the same as I did the other one, I think. I think this is how I did the other one. I'm pretty sure it is actually. I haven't made any for a little while. I did loads when I did the small six. I think it was 6x6 papers I used, and I did loads of them. Used up so much of my 6x6 papers. What I'll do is I will attach a link in the description box below. And if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put it on the end of the video as well, if you want to go and have a look at that. But I used up a ton of 6x6 papers doing that one, and it was great for happy mail and, you know, small gifts to send to people with some of the birthday cards I sent out. So yeah, that worked really well. So do go and check that out, but this one is a bigger one. So I'm just going to line that up between those 2 crease marks, like that. Make sure the top and bottom are even. And that then is how I made my folio, my handbag folio. And all I need to do now is give it a minute to dry and then come back in and cut myself some tags and decorate the front of it. And that one is then done. I might do a few more actually, because these are a little bit bigger, but they are still very handy. And that will go in my handbag for any notes and what have you when I'm out and about for work. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a go. I'm going to turn the camera off and have a bit of a play now to finish this one, decorating it and getting all my little tags and things in there. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. I enjoy making these folios. I think I'll probably going to do some more before the end of the year. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.